Hi, this is Brian King. Let's talk about how to make sure your emotional needs are met, because that is one of the core aspects of what it means to be human. Our passion, the energy that we call emotion. Emotion can be thought of as energy in motion. It's what moves us, is what compels us to take action, is our emotion. And there are some people, and you may know a few, that are accused of having no emotion, living all in their heads, as opposed to living with a balance between their head and their heart. There are some people that are accused of being too emotional. You overreact all the time. You're just too emotional, and that can be seen as an insult, but it doesn't have to be. Because in many cases, what really holds us back is our lack of connection to our own emotional states, our unwillingness to go there and understand the emotional part of ourselves. Some deal with that by hiding from it entirely. They want to live in this rational, intellectual world because they feel much more in control. Whereas when they allow themselves to feel emotion, they feel as though it's getting away from them. And then there are the ones that feel most alive when they are feeling strongly. Unfortunately, such intense swings can be problematic in terms of learning how to cope in times of stress. It can also be off-putting to people who aren't really able to handle that level of intensity. So what we're looking for in life is balance. Enough to feel alive, but not so much that it throws us off balance. Make sense so far? Now let's get clear on what an emotion is, because in many cases, we refer to emotions that are not emotions. Let me give you an example. Let's say someone says something you don't like, and you can say, I feel as though your comment is offensive. That's not a feeling, that's a thought, okay? Because what a feeling is identified in one word: angry, sad, afraid. So if you were to say, I feel hurt, when you say things like that, now you're talking about an emotion, because you've used the word hurt. You're able to qualify more succinctly just what your experience is. Or, I get really angry when you do things like that. Again, that's an emotion. But if you say, I feel like you disrespect me when you do that, that's a thought. It's not a feeling. Okay, you see the difference? You're also talking about the other person. I feel like you are disrespectful when you do that. You're talking about them. But if you say, I feel like I don't matter, I feel disrespected. In that case, it's more of an emotion. It's how you say it. I mean, I hope you can understand the nuance, because it's an important distinction. Because in many cases, what we are asking other people to take responsibility for in terms of a feeling is actually our own belief. I feel as though what you said is offensive. Okay, you got a belief in there that this person shouldn't talk like that. So the problem is the should. The problem isn't the disrespect for the feeling. Because thoughts, beliefs lead to feelings. Okay? So understanding what belief or thought is leading into a specific feeling is also an important feature of that. But that's a bit of a different conversation. When you do have those feelings, you're angry, but you don't know why. For some reason, you just feel anxious, on edge, but you don't know, because there doesn't seem to be any danger anyplace, so you're not quite sure what the issue is. In that situation, what do you do? Well, I learned a wonderful strategy from one of my mentors, and it's captured in a single question. So let's say you're in that situation where you're feeling angry, but you're not sure why. This is the question you ask yourself. What is the anger wanting? What is it wanting? Because when it comes to a lot of those, what we refer to as negative emotions, I prefer to see them as just energy. As far as I'm concerned, there are no such thing as positive and negative emotions. There are only honest ones. But there are some emotions, and this is really important, there are some emotions that indicate that we have an unmet need. when you feel happy, when you feel joy, when you feel grateful. Those are pretty complete emotions. There isn't really anything lacking there. It's because a need has been met that you experience those emotions. But when there is sadness, fear, anger, it's because a need is going unmet. So by asking it, what is this anger wanting? Then you can just quiet your mind and let your subconscious go to work on answering that question. In many cases, you will come up with answers such as, this anger is because I was wanting to be heard and I felt like I was unheard. So what will make this anger unnecessary is by saying, I don't feel like you're hearing me. Because in some cases, you'll be angry and you'll say, oh, you're such a jerk. If you really cared, you would understand me. Criticism, 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 but you're not asking for what you need. You don't know what's going to fix the anger. So taking that time to reflect and find out what's really underneath this. What need, if it were met, would make the anger go poof? And replace it with gratitude. Because once you feel heard, your need is met, then you feel thank you. Because that's what I really needed, was to be heard. Same with fear or anxiety. You're feeling like something is amiss, something is going wrong, but you don't know what it is. So you can ask yourself the question, what is this anxiety wanting? Perhaps what it's wanting is some certainty. There is a lot of change going on in your life, and you just want something to hold on to. So you start thinking about, what can I count on? Who can I count on? Is there somebody's voice that I need to hear? Is there a certain habit I've been neglecting because I'm caught up in this anxiety? Yeah, I used to take a walk every day. And I used to feel good because I could choose the path I was walking. I could choose what I paid attention to. And my thoughts would be focused on the birds singing and not what I'm worrying about. Darn it, I need to go for a walk. That's what this anxiety is wanting. It's wanting to feel connected with nature again. It's wanting to feel the experience of my taking some action on my own behalf and doing some self-care. So that question seems so simple, but it's also so powerful. So I want to encourage you to begin using this. And if there's somebody that you know can really benefit from this strategy, anybody who's anxious, anybody who's prone to blowing up, anybody who's prone to having difficulty regulating their emotions, this is a very powerful strategy. So please share it with them. And before I let you go, I want to let you know that I have some open slots for one-to-one coaching. So if that's something that you're interested in, send me a message, let me know. And if you want to know about some of the other ways we can work together, all you need to do is visit me online at thecompassionatedad.com. This has been Brian. Thank you for your time. I really honor you. Take care.